Hello everyone and welcome to another process video. Today I am back working in my Traveler's Notebook insert. I'm working on the history and photo walk that I did last summer. I've been doing multiple layouts from that event and I am continuing on with it today. For this one I have already selected this paper. This is one-sided and I know it's not Kelly Perky then because she always does two-sided. I think this came from a Gossamer Blue kit before they closed down. I'm pretty sure. As you can see though, it's too big. This is a standard size, so I do have to cut this down a little bit. So I'm gonna start by doing that. That's pretty easy. And then this is the photo I have. This is actually the only photo that's gonna go on this layout. Normally I have at least 2 photos, but for this one I wanna highlight the marquee of the theater here and do some journaling about it. So I wanna make sure that I leave enough room for all of that. So this is really all I have to start with. So I'm gonna trim down this paper and then I'll go on to the next step. I cut down my paper to 3.75 by 8 and then I decided to cut it at 5 inches. So I have 5 inches and 3 inches. And I will put one of these on either side of the page. Whichever page gets this shorter piece will be where the photo goes because I just want to kind of overlap it in some way. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it, but I think it needs to be overlapped because this is actually slightly wider than the paper. So I don't want to just set it on top, that won't look right. So I need to come up with some kind of a plan to kind of overlap and do something visually interesting with it. So that is the next step in this process. So as I was playing around with how to position the paper, I decided that I didn't like that piece, the bigger piece that I had that was 4 inches across, or 3.75 inches across, because the photo is 4 by 4. So I decided to take this piece and cut it down to 3 inches. So now you can see there's a nice difference there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on this page. And I chose that because I'm going to have journaling here. It's going to show through at least a little bit. So if I put this piece of paper on this side right about here, it's going to cover that so we won't see it come through. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as it were. So I'm going to put that there. I think I'm going to place the photo something like this so that I have a little bit of room here if I want to put washi or do stamping or whatever up there. And then I'll take this piece and probably leave it about so, pretty close to the top, not flush to the top, but pretty close. And then I'll have all of this area for embellishing and journaling. I don't know exactly what that's gonna look like, but this is a pretty good start, I think. So I'm gonna at least adhere this side and go from there. I did adhere this down and I decided to actually make the photo flush with the left-hand side. I wasn't going to at first, I was just gonna center it, but I kind of liked that slightly off-center look. Again, I think it just makes it visually interesting. So I decided to do that. And then I have found this washi and it's quite blingy. It's quite bright and loud, as is this pattern. So in theory, I like the way it looks because this is gold, as is the sign here. And so I think it'll pull this all in. We'll see what it looks like. If I put it down and it looks horrendous, I'll just take it back up. That's the beauty of washi tape. If it looks good, then I will probably glue this piece down and put more washi here just to have some separation between the pattern and the white space. Guess what? I love the gold washi. I know it's loud and bright and kind of in your face, but I like it. So I did put it on this side as well. Now I have to figure out, the lines will probably go here, but what's gonna go over here? I can't just leave this blank, really. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put there. I'll look through my stash to find embellishments maybe, because I have my little basket right here of stuff. Maybe there's something in there that would work. And if not in there, then I'll keep looking elsewhere with some other things I have. But I definitely don't think I can leave that blank. It needs something. So I will look. So I found this piece. I think it was the top of a tag and I cut it off because it's kind of a weird shape on its own, so I think that's probably what I did. And it's got a little hole here to pass through ribbon or baker's twine, string, whatever. I do have this ribbon with some gold dots on it, so I thought that might tie in to the washi that's up here. However, I think I'm going to have to ink this around the edges, otherwise it's going to blend in too much. I do have the Galaxy Gold ink, and so I think I'm going to try that. The only problem with that is it takes a while to dry. So it'll have to kind of just sit here once I do it until I can use it, but that's okay. If I like it, I'm more than happy to do that. I did ink the edges, and hopefully you can see, sorry, I'm getting a bad shadow over here, what that looks like closer to the camera. So I do have to let that dry for a little bit. This is the ink that I use. It's the Galaxy Gold by Brilliance. It is a pigment ink, so it naturally will take longer to dry anyway. It's not as fast as a dye ink, so that's fine. But I just wanted you to see that this is what I used, and I will just let this sit here and dry for a bit before I do the next part of the process. So while that was drying, it still is a little bit, I was looking around my stash for anything else I could use, and I came across these. These are little tickets that I bought. I think they're from Studio Calico, and so I tore one off, and I think what I'm going to do is when that's dry and I thread the ribbon through, I might tuck this behind it somewhere, and so that it's peeking out the side, or maybe it'll end up over here. But with journaling, I don't know, but I think it works well with these colors, and it's a ticket like theater, right? So I'm gonna try to make it work. The ink is dry on the tag, so I put the ribbon through, and I decided to do it this way so that it'll lay flatter in back when I adhere it. And so I think I'm going to put it right down here. And then for this ticket, I did decide to ink the edges in brown. I used my Chestnut Roan chalk ink from Colorbox. So I have those two pieces ready. I for sure want to do the tag here as I planned. I'm still not sure like if I should tuck the ticket behind there. I mean, it looks kind of cool, or if I should put it over here. I'm not totally sure yet, so I'm still gonna think on that before I glue everything down. Here's what it looks like adhered. I did decide to stick this under this part, but then I thought, okay, I've got this whole thing of these, right? I can use more, I don't need to hoard them. So I am gonna take off another one. I'm going to ink the edges the same way I did this one, and I'm gonna put it over here. On the right side, I inked the edges and I adhered the ticket. I decided I liked the way it looked kind of hanging off the edge, so I just put it on there and then cut off the excess part, and I put in some journaling lines. And I did leave a little bit of space here because I'm thinking I want something else there. So I'm still trying to find something. I'm on the hunt for something that I can put maybe right here. Not sure what that is, but I just feel like it's too empty. So I'm gonna work on that and then I'll come back. I found this in my stash. I'm sure the intent of it was something else, but I can say I love you to the theater because I do. I've seen multiple shows there over the years and they've all been really fantastic. So I do have the love for this theater. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and adhere it right here, just a little bit over the edge of the washi. And this is self-adhesive. I can't remember where I got this. This might be from Studio Calico too. I'm not sure though. But it's self-adhesive, which makes it very, very easy to use. So I think I'm just gonna go like that. And ta-da! There we go. The color works perfectly with these elements. And guess what? Another one done. Woohoo! Thanks for watching.